5 more, 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, last one. We do the other hand, same business. And 5 more, 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, last one. Loving sake. All right, and 5 more, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Let's just make sure you're comfortable with this baby one up here, just like the little one. Because if you're not comfortable with this, trying to add the extensions to it can just be awkward and you can feel weird about it. While you are executing the pinwheel, you're doing a bit of this. Yeah, bring it in, and then I would say you're doing it like this, which is a shoulder reel, versus like this, which is a head reel. And I do think that they are kinesthetically quite different, and I think it's much easier to go from up here, like right over the crown, down to the shoulder, than it is to go from the shoulder up to the crown. So if in the past you've been comfortable doing it at the shoulder, that's why it feels different, I'm guessing. A much more precise timing when you're over your crown, in a certain sense, than out here. I feel like there's more leeway here than over the crown. If you feel like you're doing more of a shoulder reel than a head reel, you can start at the shoulder reel, then lift your hands up and gradually inward. And then as you start feeling yourself doing this, right, so it's good, it's tight, oh wait, no, it's falling, and you're reaching for it. As you start to feel that, go back down, and then continue to go back up and down accordingly until you can get it right here in front of the actual forehead over the crown. One thing you can focus on is the elbows being like this versus being like this. I do think kinesthetically there's a big difference between how this feels and how this feels. And I feel like when the elbows come forward, we're more inclined to have the poi on the plane in front of the elbow. If the elbow is back more, you can bring the plane in closer to your body. So this is I also think though, it sounds, all you do is just keep your elbow back. That sounds easier than I think kinesthetically it may actually feel, because you have to engage different muscles in your back. When the elbow is bent like this forward, I think it's kind of easier to just get your scoop across the bottom. I think when you're pulling the elbow back more, you can't use the bump of the arm up and down quite the same way as you might. So I think you need to use more scoop in the wrist rotation and in the fingertips to get it up, as it were, to keep it in that rotation without both falling this way and being far from your face. I think the stance for this is truly an aesthetic thing, but I personally, having watched many people over the years, think that this is the natural stance people fall into, where the elbow is falling forward, versus this. I think this encourages the elongated neck. I think it encourages the longer spine, and I think it makes you look more powerful as an artist in your presentation, substantially so. I mean, to anybody who's, I should say, substantially so to somebody like me. I don't know that the average audience would notice, but we don't do this for them anyway. Even if you look at it on the side, I think the difference between this and this isn't as major as I made it seem like. No, I think it's significant. I mean, I do think it's significant, but I don't know that most people would even notice because they're too busy looking at the balls swinging around, you know? In my opinion, I would count the shoulder reel as different than the pinwheel because the shape is a Venn diagram versus a single circle. So if you start in this shoulder reel, even exaggerated, more separated, and then come up and in, while the elbows are, or really while you're trying to push the elbows out to the side the whole way through, that's gonna feel different.